Hi guys, welcome back to the Southern Scouser. What can you say about that game? Liverpool 0, Chelsea 1. Liverpool's fifth defeat in a row at Anfield in the Premier League. Our last 13 matches in the Premier League, we've lost 7 of them, drawn 3, won just the 3. We just don't look like scoring a goal. It's not even like we're conceding tons and tons of goals. We just don't look like scoring for 90 minutes, 95 minutes, whatever it might be. Liverpool, it just seems to be the end. There's no more excuses left. The team tonight, all right, I got it spot on in my prediction. It was the best that we had. Jota came on after an hour. Everything we needed and we wanted to happen happened, but still, the result is what it is. And Chelsea didn't even need to play particularly well tonight to get the win. It was pretty end to end in the first half. Chelsea had a few chances. Timo Werner especially probably should have scored at least one, if not two. And yeah, the breakthrough was Mason Mount, which was really the only quality in the entire game. Mason Mount with that really good goal to give Chelsea the lead. And Liverpool, yeah, I mean, second half they came out a bit more possession than they did in the first half, but yeah, created nothing. Giving the ball away constantly. It's either a case of we're looking for that ball that's not on, kicking it long and hopeful, and it goes to nobody, or we take so long and we're so slow in the build up that any team with a back five, i.e. the Brightons and Burnleys of this world that have come for a draw, or Chelsea tonight in the formation that they play, yeah, they can deal with it. And the front three don't look like they want to be there anymore. Mo Salah taken off after an hour. A strange one. You need 2 goals. You take off the league's top goal scorer. Earliest he's come off since 2017 in a match. For me, Mane, Firmino, and Thiago were the 3 I would have hooked probably at half time. Nothing wrong with Chamberlain coming on. Nothing wrong with Jota coming on. That's the best we've got on the bench. Personally, I would have probably put Shaqiri on over James Milner. You need a goal. You need 2 goals in 10, 15, 20 minutes, however long it might have been. And you chuck on James Milner, who, don't get me wrong, he's a good player. But is he the person that you introduce to a game pretty much a make or break to your season? If you lose this game at home to Chelsea, top 4 is gone, which it clearly has now gone. We were kicking off a few weeks ago, a few months ago, more like, that the title was conceded. The title's been conceded since before the turn of the year. But to now admit that top 4, you've got the likes of Man United, who still sit second, are in dreadful form. They can barely score a goal, drawing 0-0, losing games they should win. Yeah, they go on. They do still pick up the odd win, and that's why they sit second. Leicester are in poor form. They still sit in the top 4. Everton have been on and off this season. They went up to the 4th position today with a win before Chelsea beat Liverpool. West Ham are still above us. Tottenham are now behind us. 1 point behind us with a game in hand. I think if Arsenal win their game in hand, they're 3 points behind us. Where does it end? Where do we pick up the points and the wins? As I've said before, our fixture list to the end of the season is favourable, but it can't be favourable. We don't beat anybody. It's not like we're good against a certain team, a certain style. Any team knows exactly how Liverpool play. They've not changed for 3 years, and football evolves. Football changes every time someone comes up with a system and a style that works. Someone finds one that beats it. It's a constant circle of this style beats that style, but that style beats that style, but that style beats that style. It's a constant evolve, and if you stick to the same tactic for 3 years, oh shock, the other 19 teams might catch on that you attack with your fullbacks. Let's neutralise them. You like getting in behind our players. Let's play a deep line. Come and score a goal. We can't do it. The style that we keep trying and pushing doesn't work. It doesn't matter what players you play in there. It doesn't matter how you try and line them up, what positions. If you try the same tactics in the same way and expect different results, it's insanity. So Jurgen Klopp for me is now in big trouble. He's setting all these great records. Oh, yeah, we've won our first title in 30 years. We've lost 5 games in a row at home in the league. Martin Tyler said in commentary that doesn't happen to Liverpool. Well, it's just happened. Jurgen Klopp's first press conference for Liverpool. Oh, you need to turn this club from doubters to believers. Well, he's currently doing the opposite. He's turning me from a believer to a doubter. I think a lot of Liverpool fans feel the same way. It's just the whole the whole thing feels broken. As I say, Salah shaking his head when he came off the pitch, doesn't look like he's invested anymore. It just looks like, no, I feel for him, to be fair. I mean, Mo Salah, okay, he can be selfish, yes, but all the best goal scorers are. He's the top goal scorer in the league this season, and he hooks him after an hour. He leaves Mane on, who has been dreadful this season. Firmino, how is he playing 90 minutes? What does he have to do to be taken off? It's dreadful. Jota did more in 10 seconds than Firmino did in 90. He looked good. He's not played for 3 months. He looked interested. He looked invested in the result. It looked like it mattered to him. We're missing Henderson in the middle of the park. We're missing Van Dijk in the middle of the defence. Big personalities. But they're not the players that score goals. They never have been. The players that score goals are the front three, and they're not doing it. Robertson, every chance that falls to him, awful. What does he do at training? Does he practice shooting? Surely, if you're an advanced left back, an Alonso, a Chilwell, that kind of level, you have to be able to score a goal if the ball falls for you favourably. Thiago's playing like a third centre back. Wijnaldum's running around like a headless chicken. I think Curtis Jones had a good game. Yet again, he takes him off after an hour. I don't understand why Jones is always the one sacrificed. He's been the best midfielder for the past month. He's going to win Player of the Month for February. Rightly so. Yet he still is the one that gets taken off. And then with 10 minutes to go, he takes Thiago off, and every Liverpool fan in the world commenting on Facebook, on groups, is saying that could have been done in 20 minutes, 30 minutes ago. I can't believe he didn't change anything at half time. And then when he does, he takes off Mo Salah. It's quite incredible. Kabak, shocking, just non-existent. Mason Mount's goal, they're all standing there with their arms behind their back, not closing the ball, not blocking the space. Not a lot Alisson could do. It was a great finish, but even Alisson was poor again today. The massive let-off, that really, really tight offside in the first half where Werner scores and Alisson does a Leicester again, comes flying out, nowhere near the ball. Werner puts it in an empty net, just like Vardy did, and for the sake of a millimetre, he's given us offside and, we get a second chance. But, yeah, Mane had a chance straight after that and completely fluffs it, and you think, how much are you worth? What are you on a week? You can't kick a ball in a straight line. I feel that the whole system needs tearing up and starting again now. I mean, I've clinged on to the players I feel have a future at this club, the likes of Robertson, the likes of Trent. Curtis Jones has been doing well, but, Salah, Mane, I've always backed them. And now it's gone. I'm at an end now. I'm at a loss. We're here again. We've done this. Everton at home, 2-0. We've been there. Same result. Different result, but the same end result in terms of another home defeat. And yeah, I mean, where does the next win? We've got Fulham at home at the weekend. I mean, if we don't win that game, then we may even be calling for Jurgen Klopp to kind of hand it to kind of chuck it in, because it has to change at some point. You can't just say, oh, we won the league last year. Okay, well, what have you done this season? All right, you've lost Van Dijk for the majority of the season. We've missed a lot of players for a lot of time of this season, yet the only player that we've really missed in its entirety is Van Dijk. Gomez played a bit at the start, Matic played a bit in the middle, and Fabinho's played a bit towards the end with Henderson and centre-back. So we've had senior pros in positions. It's not like we've had 11 first-team players out injured for the whole season. So the excuses are up. Something is categorically wrong in that team. I don't know what else we can say. I was going to have a look at some player ratings. But, I mean, again, it's difficult to give anybody. I mean, a 6 is average. I mean, you look at, we'll have a go. Alisson, he was below average, wasn't he? How many saves did he make? Not many. 5 out of 10 for him. Trent, again, giving the ball away constantly. Simple balls given away. 4. Robertson had chances, slightly better down that left-hand side, but no real link up again, so probably a 4 again for Robertson. Kabak, 3, didn't do anything. Fabinho, maybe a 5, was a little bit more sure, won a few more headers and tackles, but again, obviously first game back for a while, looked a bit off the pace, and obviously Mount, one-on-one with Fabinho, did score the goal as well. Curtis Jones, I think 6, I don't think was any worse than average. Gini Wijnaldum, as I say, running around like a headless chicken, 5. Thiago, 3. What does he bring to this team? There's nothing. The whole identity of this team has died. We're trying to bring in Thiago to be a deep line playmaker, but that's not the style that we play. We already got rid of Coutinho and didn't replace him. We decided we won't play with a number 10 anymore. We'll play with a false 9 and a midfield 3 that work hard, industrial, win the ball back, high energy, high press. And then we put Thiago in there. Thiago is not that sort of player. So what's the goal? What's the style that we're trying to go for? I'm not sure. I thought Salah was at least a 6 before he came off. Didn't do a lot wrong. He did more than the other 2. Firmino a 3. What does he do? I don't think they had one shot on target tonight, if you can call it that. Wijnaldum header straight at the goalie. So I barely can even count that. And Mane, 4, 5 at best. Nothing at all. Chamberlain came on, did 6. He didn't do anything wrong. He didn't do anything special. And Jota again 6. Yeah, he did all right. But yeah, he's coming back from a long injury. And coming onto a team that's all over the shop. How can you make an effect by yourself against the back 5 that are well organised with Chelsea? So Milner, difficult to give him a rating. Got 10 minutes. 6 probably difficult to say he did anything wrong. But yeah, the wrong tactics, the wrong subs at the wrong times, the wrong personnel. I honestly feel like this is mirroring Klopp's final season with Dortmund, where players can buy into this style of play. He starts off with this heavy metal football. He concentrates on scoring goals before he sorts the defence out. And slowly he wants to mould his team, when he was at Dortmund into the current Bayern, or when he's at Liverpool into the current City. It hasn't worked. You get this little purple patch where you're halfway through this development of this team, and it's great. And keep playing like that, but evolve with the seasons. You can't just keep playing the same way and expect to keep on winning. Man City's worst, season is coming second, yet they go again. Second is not acceptable. They reinvest. They buy in a centre back, 2 centre backs even. They've had De Bruyne out for most of the season. They've had Aguero out for most of the season. They're miles ahead of us. I think they're about 25 points clear of us now. It's disgraceful. Honestly, it's like I say, Fulham on Sunday at home. If we don't win that, then how can you defend him anymore? If we don't win again at home to Fulham, where do you go? The top 4 race now looks incredibly unlikely to be including us. I think we'd be lucky to get in the top 6 at this rate. I almost kind of preferred it if we go out completely of Europe next season, because then it will make the owners wake up and think, oh, maybe spending 2 million on Ben Davies, who plays for Preston in the Championship, and 1.5 million on a loan for a defender at the bottom of the German league doesn't quite cut it when you've lost Van Dijk. January 1st, as we've said in the past, massive opportunity. Go and buy a world-class defender. Yep, might not be any 80 million defenders about, but there's certainly more than 2 million defenders. And cheap option, cheap results. I don't know what else you're meant to do. All the money that they've made, we're in profit in transfers. You've got Nike, you've got Standard Chartered, you've got every Liverpool shirt is about £100 with printing on it. Obviously they've lost out on the matchday revenue, but the TV money, every game is now televised. So they must be getting more money in terms of the TV rights now. Amazon, BBC, Sky, BT Sport, overseas television channels. Where's it gone? Why are we only having to rely on what we sell in the transfer market to spend? I'm not sure what's going on. So maybe that is what we have to do in the summer. Maybe we need to sell a Salah, as much as it hurts me to say. Go and get 150 million for him, if that's even possible in this current climate, and start again. Because this team is hitting 29 and 30 in a majority of positions, and it's broken. It's not going to change next season. Even with Van Dijk and Gomez back and Henderson back, we were losing 7-2 to Aston Villa with that team, with those players in the team. It's not suddenly going to change overnight. We need to re-evolve this team. I follow a lot of Instagram pages on for Liverpool. It's been a lot of links, Mbappe, Haaland. We're not going to spend over £100 million on a player, so we're not going to get those two. The wages that they would want over 400,000 a week. We don't spend any more than 200k a week. So To compete with the likes of PSG, Real Madrid, Barcelona, Manchester City, we need to match their financial input on wages and transfer fees. Currently, we don't do that. So, winning the league last season, I think really, is a bigger achievement than we think it is, based on the investment gap that we've had. It was a one-off, clearly, because it's not going to happen again anytime soon. Certainly not with this group of players. And you look up north, and there's Steven Gerrard still undefeated the entire season at Rangers. So, yeah, it will be very, very interesting to see how it all ends up, what happens between now and the end of the season, what happens over the summer, because next season there's got to be changes at the start of next season, because Liverpool fans cannot take another season of this. You can't keep relying on, we won the league, we won the Champions League. Well, what have you done in the last 12 to 18 months? It's not been good enough from the core of this team. So big changes needed. Look out for my match preview for the Fulham game at the weekend. Also, before I let you go, nice merch here, Southern Scouser mugs. Very nice indeed. So give us a shout if you want one of them in the comments. And yeah, not a great result tonight for Liverpool, losing 1-0 at Chelsea. This has been the Southern Scouser. Take care, guys.